Hey guys, it's the Tin Man. I don't have a lot of save time on this tape, on this camera, but we do have excellent viewings here. So what I want to do is not only do I want to give you some good viewings, I also want to give you a breakdown on some stuff that I think is going on here. Now I think this concrete right here is being diseased. Okay, something's going on with it in different levels, in different aspects, and they're affecting it. And I can tell by the sound. What I did was I put my head here, my ear right here, and I do a tapping, and I just moved my whole system along like this. I'm going to see if the camera can pick up on it. And the way it changes in sound, I just don't find it to be a reality, okay? So my hand's just going to be to this side of the camera right here, and doing its tap after this vehicle leaves. And along with it, you can see all this cracking going on right there. See that chip being removed. Also, and this is old cracking. And this is old cracking. And there's something that goes on with the railing that I'll get to in a moment. And then this is some of the fungus that maybe goes inside the concrete. Here's it in a different state. Here's some of the big mortar fillings that haven't gotten a discoloration, so we're not noticing them, like all of this. Okay, look at the colors of leached whatever, you know, it's just not right. So let's go along with this little sound test. My hand's going to be just to the right of the camera, and you also get a good view while I'm doing it. I just wanted to do a little tester like that. I don't know if it really is super helpful or not. So right here you can see all this. You know, they crack it in between because that just almost makes sense. And then here's the crack. Here's it going around the edge. And then this side is also covered. And even on this side angle like this, that kind of a view, we might be getting a nice idea of, you know, pocking and stuff that goes on. Because if you really got down in here and you felt this, it's just spackled. You know, it's spackled clean though, not spackled finish. And it's not a rain thing. It's not a rain thing. I want you to understand that. I mean, it might be a rain thing now because if there really is a breakdown that they do. Like this is all, we're trying to figure it out. So now let's just jump into the iron here. Because with the steel here, this is all galvanized stuff. And when you get close into it, I'm just going to explain what I think I figured out here. Is they get down to just taking it off. Taking off the stuff just smooth, however they do. Gets down to a point, gets down to a point where it really is just the, right? And then you get to see spots like this where there's stuff missing. Whatever. I'm kind of almost trying to cover two subjects. Sorry guys, because, you know, I'm trying to do some forest research along with the research that we're doing on here. So thought I seen a fish jump or something. Oh, we got a bunch of geese over there and stuff. Yeah, so right here it shows really well the powderiness and stuff. Look at the scratching techniques, right? But I'm talking about real fine, just scuffing. And then a really cool thing is it's like they accumulate the galvanized metal. Like what galvanizing is it's, I could be out a little bit, but it's more or less like this. You take this long piece of metal, you see how it's from here all the way down to here long. You hook up a couple of wires and stuff, you drop it into this liquid metal. That is a process of different metals, I think, that are in there that work really good on sealing steel and not allowing rust, hardly at all. Like, it has to be broken down before it'll let rust in. I could go dead while I'm talking on this phone here. So anyways, right here, there's a lot of these that have appeared. I don't want to use my zoom because it uses the battery life. Let me go back. I bet you I'm just not finding because I'm a little far down. Okay, I like this one because this one right here is a very rusted one. It's got a lot of work done on it, and it's right beside one that isn't so rusted. And then the one that isn't so rusted shows different levels of work, like right here, through there. Then we get to the rusted one, because it's a lot thinner of Galvo. This one is more at its original state. Hopefully before my battery dies, so here you can see it at another state right there, something going on. And then right here you get to see a really good accumulation of the beading, like a buildup of the Galvo. And some right here. And this one shows it really well where somebody could cut their hand ridiculously on that. Like this edge here is just so sharp. Like, I'm not like, you know, new words. Anyway, so it's not like I'm exaggerating on this kind of stuff, guys. So I hope the pictures of whatever you get to see are awesome. But I want you to realize that that's your bonus material right now. The best material that you're getting is this railing and the outcomes of what's going on, along with the cement, along with I could turn the camera and be pointing at a whole bunch of other stuff. But I'm being generous to me, to you, for some other visual information so we can start trying to calculate and figure out what's going on and see how we can work along, see how we can make an even keel, like make it work for all of us. You know, we can't be in this selfish world. It's not selfish anymore. It's you know, we became these beings that get along with the elephants and the tigers and stuff, where we only have ridiculous people going out there poaching and trying to kill them and stuff. Okay? So we only have a certain amount of those ridiculous people, and we got trained professionals that go out there and govern over poachers and stuff and try to kill them or get rid of them. And that's part of what we have to do here. And there really is a pretty specific guy that's going to be getting into this field and figuring out answers. You don't get to be just some dummy, but it doesn't mean that you don't have a place in the field. But this is like the people who want to be lawyers, who want to be a real tracker, real outdoorsman. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not just... Not everybody can be the lawyer. I know I'm too dumb to be a lawyer. Maybe too honest. But anyways, so bring it together. Yeah? Let's see what kind of stuff's really going on. And here's even more of the... Or this is the same spot, but just from the different angle. But just look at that. Like, see the difference there? And then to see the difference here? Like, this is how it all came. You know, I've seen this before. Never knew if it was from a factory thing. Never. But I promise, like, maybe this is the one where I was... Whoops. Where's my hand here? Where I was rubbing it. And you could actually see some cut lines in it, some scribing lines in it and stuff. And that's when I started realizing, oh, do they just have this stuff all just built up here? Is this just, yeah, is there a way, like I started to process it better. I started to think to myself, is there a way for them to bring together the galvanized? And then that's when I started examining some of the spots, and I realized, holy cow, I can see traced amounts of the galvanized removed, I believe. So I believe that they were taking one particle of type of metal off of another one that was in there from the galvanizing process. So that's super micro, if that's a case at all. If they're able to do something like that, where they're actually taking off, let's say just micro layers of the metal. You know, I'm just filling in at the same time with legitimate information, okay? Legitimate information of me thinking. So they're taking off that metal, and they accumulated a bunch of it, okay? And then they somehow put it there, store it there, crumple it up onto the railing, go back to that spot, crumple it up on the railing, and make it look like it's just a flaw, just a mistake or whatever. And then we see that where it was clawed there, go back and look at that part, of where you see that it was clawed, scratched up into a spot or whatever, where I said, I know I could easily cut my hand on that part of the railing. So, yeah, there's no time for silliness. There's only a time for realness. So, but I do this, give us a nice big picture like that. And we can go like this and see the geese down there. Oh, look at nice big, how many, wow, is that just one duckling, I mean gooseling down there? I think it's a mature family, and then whoever's the mother and maybe father of that young one. Well, let's just watch it for a moment, because we'll see who she goes to. Maybe she is fully on her own and she just hangs with this group, and they care for her, because it's, yeah. And then here's the rest of the pond. Nice quiet time. Thanks, guys.